So today we are going to be doing May June 2023 O levels, paper 2, variant 2. सही है. The first question is choose from the following oxides to answer the question. Each oxide may be used once, more than once, and not at all, or not at all. State which oxide is a neutral oxide. All right. So if you don't know which oxide is a neutral oxide, you can eliminate the ones that you know are either basic, amphoteric, or acidic. ठीक है. So you can see that zinc oxide is an amphoteric oxide, silicon dioxide, sulfur dioxide are both basic oxides. ठीक है. H2O looks like 100% neutral oxide. ठीक है, सही है. तो we can count H2 as a neutral oxide. Iron oxide is a basic oxide. Copper oxide, calcium oxide are basic oxides. Carbon dioxide is an acidic oxide. Carbon monoxide is also a neutral oxide actually. ठीक है, सही है. So you can write any of them, but H2O is the better answer. सही है. So the first answer is H2O. Reacts with calcium oxide to form slag in blast furnace. ऊपर देखने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. This is silicon dioxide, silica, sand. It reacts with calcium oxide and forms slag. The chemical name of slag is calcium silicate, CaSiO3, Casio. ठीक है. Reacts with warm dilute hydrochloric acid to give blue colored solution. All right, blue colored. Blue means it must contain copper. And which one has copper? Copper oxide has copper, so it should be copper oxide, CuO. ठीक है. Is amphoteric. Amphoteric means something which has dual nature, reacts with both acid and alkali. And we know that zinc oxide is the amphoteric oxide. In our syllabus, we should remember three oxides primarily as amphoteric oxides. And which are those three oxides? Zinc oxide, lead oxide, and aluminum oxide. ठीक है. Zinc oxide, lead oxide, and aluminum oxide. They are amphoteric in nature. Next, contains an ion with an oxidation number of +3. Which one contains +3 oxidation state ion? All right. So in this, you have to just calculate the oxidation state of all the cations. All right. So even in non-metals, you can calculate oxidation state because oxygen is always, yeah, oxide is always -2, right? So this will be +2. This carbon is +4 because two oxides means -4. This is only one oxide, -2. So this is +2. This is one oxide, -2. This is +2. Three oxides means -6. This must be +6. +6 divided by 2 means one iron is +3 charged, right? The answer is Fe2O3. Fe2O3. ठीक है. Next, we have decolorizes acidified aqueous potassium magnate. So which of them decolorizes aqueous acidified potassium magnate? Meaning which of them can get oxidized? Which of them can get oxidized? So only uh, one answer and one answer only. SO2, right? SO2 oxidizes to form sulfur trioxide. This is also a test for sulfur dioxide. Test for sulfur dioxide is that uh, pass the gas, yeah, bubble the gas through aqueous acidified potassium dichromate, yeah, potassium magnate, whichever one, and color will change. Potassium magnate ka color will change from purple to colorless, and if it was potassium dichromate, it's a weaker oxidizing agent, but it can still have the same effect. It would change color from orange to green. Okay, for it over here, for now, we can write SO2. Next question. Group 7 includes elements fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Fluorine is green gas at room temperature and pressure. State the appearance of iodine at room temperature and pressure. It is a black solid, right? It is a black solid at room temperature and pressure. Next question. Chlorine reacts with aqueous potassium iodide and in a displacement reaction, right? Chlorine, it reacts with aqueous potassium iodide in a displacement reaction. Explain in terms of electron why chlorine is an oxidizing agent in this reaction. Why is chlorine acting as an oxidizing agent? Because electron transfer in terms of electrons. So because it gains electrons from iodine, right? It gains electrons and gets reduced. भी कह सकते हो, ठीक है? It gains electrons, gains an electron and gets reduced itself. Gets reduced itself. Full stop. ठीक है? तो this is why chlorine can be considered as an oxidizing agent. Over here, state the oxidation number of iodine in I2. Beta, any diatomic molecule has the oxidation number 0. ZeRO0. All right. Any diatomic molecule has the oxidation number of 0. Next question. Describe what is observed during the displacement reaction. What do you observe during displacement reaction? Basically, chlorine is already aqueous, so nothing happens. But when iodine comes in aqueous nature, when iodine is in aqueous nature, so you see a color change, and the color will change to brown or orange because iodine solutions are orangish in color. All right, so we will say that color changes from colorless to brown, BROW, and brown, or you can say orange. Right, both are correct. The rate of diffusion of fluorine gas is greater than that of chlorine gas under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. What is meant by the term diffusion? All right, so rate of diffusion of fluorine gas is greater. अच्छा सही है. So what is meant by diffusion? The absolute definition of diffusion is movement of particles from region of high concentration to region of low concentration. ठीक है, so we can just say that movement of particles from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration. All right, so that is the definition of diffusion. Okay, now the next we have explain why rate of diffusion of fluorine is greater than that of chlorine. Rate of diffusion depends upon the mass, atomic or molecular mass. ठीक है, and fluorine has lesser molecular mass, so fluorine, okay, spelling of fluorine is wrong, FLUORINE, fluorine has less MR than chlorine. ठीक है, so it is a 1 mark answer, so one line is enough. All right, next question. um the rate of diffusion of fluorine increases as the temperature increases. Suggest why using ideas about kinetic particle theory. As temperature increases, particles gain kinetic energy and start moving more rapidly. All right, this is the reason why rate of diffusion is greater. All right, next question. This question is about the preparation of salts. Zinc nitrate is a soluble salt. It is prepared by the reaction of insoluble carbonate with a dilute acid. um, the equation for this reaction is zinc carbonate plus nitric acid वगैरह वगैरह whatever. क्या question है? A sample of 4.5 grams of zinc carbonate is added to 50 centimeter cube of 1.30 mole per dm cube nitric acid. Show by calculation zinc carbonate is in excess. For a question like this, ठीक है, आईजीसीएसई स्टूडेंट्स को तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन बहुत आसान मिलता है. दे आर गिवन स्टेप्स, उनको बताया हुआ होता है बेटा ये करो फिर ये करो. ओ लेवल्स में दे डोंट गिव यू द स्टेप्स, सो यू हैव टू डू इट योरसेल्फ. फॉर अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ एक्सेस, you do not need any of the products. You just need to compare one reactant with the other reactant. What have they said? They have said zinc carbonate is in excess, यानी कि zinc carbonate excess में है, ज्यादा है. ठीक है, so what you can do is you can calculate moles of zinc carbonate, you can calculate moles of HNO3, and then you can see which is used, and then you can use comparative analysis ratio लगा के, and you can find out which moles used is more in quantity. ठीक है, सही है. तो let's understand this question. Anything that is in excess, you keep it for last. Anything that is in excess, you keep it for last. Okay, like for example, in the question it says show by calculation that zinc carbonate is in excess, so keep it in last. First calculate moles of the other reactant. So let's calculate moles of HNO3. ठीक है, moles of HNO3. So HNO3, how to calculate its moles? We are given its volume and concentration, and always you will be given values of both the reactants in a question of excess. ठीक है, सही है. तो we will find moles by mole equals to concentration multiply by volume. Concentration of HNO3 is 1.30, multiply by volume is 50, but you have to divide it by 1,000. Who has a calculator and can answer what will be what we will get from over here? 50 times 1.3 should be like 5 times 13 is 65, should be 0.065 moles if I'm not wrong. Can someone confirm? बेटा
Yes,
मेरी
sir.
आवाज आ रही
Yes,
है?
sir.
All right, okay. So moles of HN3 are 0.065. Now next you do what is called the molar ratio, because this is a question of comparative analysis. Without molar ratio it is not possible. You are going to put ZnCO3 ratio HNO3, and you know that the ratio is 2:1. How do I know ratio is 2:1? Because H से पहले 2 है और Z से पहले 1 है, right? And then it is 0.065 and X. So you will find how much moles of zinc carbonate will react, right? So X is equals to 0.065 multiplied by 1 divided by 2. So the answer should be 0.0325 moles. सही है, you can confirm it in your calculators, but I think this should be the answer. ठीक है, so I can say that so 0.0325 moles of zinc carbonate will react completely with 0.065 moles of HNO3. Full stop. ठीक है. So the important thing is only 0.0325 moles of zinc carbonate will react, right? Now we will calculate the actual moles of zinc carbonate used. Actual moles of zinc carbonate uh, is नहीं used. Actual moles of zinc carbonate used. ठीक है. सही है. How do you calculate the actual mole? Whatever is given, mass is given, mass of zinc carbonate is given. So you will calculate moles like this. Mole equals to mass divided by mr. ठीक है, सही है. Because zinc is a metal, sorry, zinc carbonate is a compound, तो mr ही होगा. ठीक है, तो this is going to be equal to 4.50 divided by what is the mr of zinc carbonate? Have they given it to us? If they have not, we have to calculate it ourselves. So we have to calculate it ourselves. Can someone calculate mr of zinc carbonate? uh, Zinc is 65 in mass. ठीक है, carbon is 12 and 3 oxygens are 48. So just add these three values together. 65 plus 12 plus 48.
125.
And then divide 4.5 by 125. What is 4?
27.77, I guess. Yes.
No. 4.50 divided by 125. Not the other way around. 4.50 is the numerator, beta. I happen to have a calculator myself as well.
0.036. 036.
0.036 moles. All right. Now, if you look carefully, the moles that were required are less than the moles that are actually used. सही है? तो यहाँ पे आप लिख लें since 0.036 moles which are moles used are more than 0.0325 moles which are moles required. Therefore, ZnCO3 is in excess. Full stop. And this is how you do this question. All right. This is how you do this question. All right. Reactants are not required over here. The whole question was done with just the, sorry, products are not required over here. The whole question was just done with the reactants. All right. So if you look at this, this is how you do it. The first thing is you have to identify what the question is asking. The question asked, suggest that zinc carbonate is in excess. तो moles of zinc carbonate सबसे आखिर में निकालेंगे. Before that, we'll calculate moles of everything else and apply the molar ratio. तो the other reactant के पहले moles निकालेंगे, उसकी मदद से molar ratio लगा के actually कितने moles चाहिए होते हैं वो निकालेंगे, and then we will we will then find the actual moles that are used of zinc carbonate and then we'll compare कि हाँ भाई हमेशा ये ज्यादा होंगे because they've said that show by calculation that zinc carbonate is used more than it was actually required. Anyways, next question. Once the reaction is finished, the mixture is filtered. State why the mixture is filtered. Well, you have to come back to the whole question. We are trying to prepare salt and we are trying to prepare zinc nitrate, which is a soluble salt. And soluble salts can be prepared by two methods, using insoluble reactants and by titration. By titration method, we only prepare salts of sodium, potassium, and ammonium. That is it. Zinc is neither sodium nor potassium nor ammonium, so we prepare it by using excess of insoluble reactant. And in that, we filter to remove the excess insoluble reactant, right? So to remove the excess of insoluble reactant, ठीक है? To remove the excess of insoluble reactant. And of course, we know the insoluble reactant, so we can just name it as well zinc carbonate, all right? Next question. Describe how to make pure dry zinc nitrate crystals from an aqueous solution of zinc nitrate. Once you have zinc nitrate, how can you make zinc nitrate के pure crystals? Zinc nitrate के pure crystals crystallization की मदद से बनेंगे. आप evaporation till dryness नहीं कर सकते. Nitrate compounds may decompose. You know that nitrates decompose on heating to produce metal oxides, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen. So we can't heat it till dryness. Evaporation till dryness नहीं कर सकते इसको, ठीक है? तो we will say कि heat the solution till point of crystallization. सही है? Full stop. This point is achieved when first crystals start forming. First crystals of ZnNO3 hold twice start precipitating. Then let the solution cool. So more crystals precipitate, more crystals precipitate, ठीक है? Once solution is at room temperature, filter it, collect the residues, and dry them between few sheets of filter paper to obtain pure dry crystals of zinc nitrate. ठीक है, to obtain pure dry crystals of zinc nitrate. That is how you can obtain zinc nitrate crystals from zinc nitrate solution. All right, you are going to crystallization wala separation technique. ठीक है. Lead chloride is an insoluble salt. It is prepared using a precipitation reaction. Name two aqueous solutions that react together to give a precipitate of lead chloride. All right. So we want to make lead chloride. Lead chloride is an insoluble salt. So to prepare insoluble salt, we need two soluble reactants. Lead can come from lead nitrate. So we have to name. So we are going to name lead 2 nitrate. All right. PbNO3 होल ट्वाइस. ठीक है, सही है. तो ये हो गया आपका, दिस इज द फर्स्ट रिएक्टेंट. सही है. एंड द सेकंड रिएक्टेंट इज द वन विच विल गिव यू क्लोराइड, एंड क्लोराइड कैन बी ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम सोडियम क्लोराइड. NaCl. All right. So chloride can be obtained from sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is also soluble. Oh, we have to name, right? So we write the name sodium chloride NaCl. Next question. Ammonium sulfate is a soluble salt. It is prepared by reaction of alkali and an acid. So acid is sulfuric acid. Acid is sulfuric acid. We have to name it sulfuric acid. All right, which is H2SO4. And the alkali should contain ammonium. So ammonium is in ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. All right, these are the two reactions. Next question. This question is about compounds that contain magnesium and nitrogen. The formula for a nitride ion can be written as 15,7N3 minus. Complete table 4.1 to show number of particles in nitride ion. तो electrons तो बेटा इसके अंदर 7 plus 3 10 है, because minus 3 charge means gain of 3 electrons. ठीक है. Neutrons जो है वो 15 minus 7 है, which is 8, and protons जो है वो आपके 7 होंगे. ठीक है. ये 10 कैसे आया है? 7 plus 3. सही है. All right. State why formula of magnesium ion is Mg2 plus rather than Mg plus or Mg3 plus. Because Mg contains 2 valence electrons which it loses. ये 2 valence electrons होते हैं which it loses. So now there are, not this one, there are 2 more protons than electrons. Full stop. ठीक है. Next question. The formula of nitride ion is N3 minus. Reduce the formula of magnesium nitride. So it will be Mg3 N2. Why did I say that? Because Mg has a +2 charge, nitride has a -3 charge. 2 इधर लग जाएगा, 3 इधर लग जाएगा, Mg3N2 होगा. Magnesium nitrate MgNO3 whole twice is an organic compound. Predict two physical properties of magnesium nitrate. Magnesium nitrate is an ionic compound. So what should be its two physical properties? Well, it should be solid at room temperature, right? Solid at RTP. सही है. एंड देन कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं. कंडक्ट्स इलेक्ट्रिसिटी व्हेन मोल्टन इन aqueous state. कंडक्ट्स इलेक्ट्रिसिटी in molten or aqueous aqueous state. We could also say it has high melting boiling point. We could also say that it is white colored crystals because it is a group 2 element. Say, calculate the percentage by mass of magnesium in magnesium nitrate. Magnesium nitrate is MgNO3 whole twice, right? कहीं ऊपर फॉर्मूला उन्होंने बताया था, ये रहा MgNO3 whole twice. नहीं पता होता तो आपको खुद लिखना पड़ता. ठीक है. इसके अंदर परसेंटेज नाइट्रोजन, राइट? तो परसेंटेज बाय मास या परसेंटेज कॉम्पोजिशन इज इक्वल्स टू मास ऑफ नाइट्रोजन्स अपॉन mr of MgNO3 whole twice multiply by 100. ये फॉर्मूला होगा ना बेटा? सही है. तो there are two nitrogens because of twice, so 14 times 2, and then at the bottom it would be magnesium is 24 plus 2 nitrogens and 6 oxygens. So 2 times 14 plus 6 times 16. ठीक है, मल्टीप्लाई बाय 100. तो कैलकुलेट करके बताएं क्या आंसर आएगा इसका. 28 अपॉन ये नीचे क्या आएगा बेटा? 24 plus 2 times 14 is 28 plus bracket 6 times 16 bracket close is to 148. तो 28 upon 148 multiply by 100. 28 divided by answer multiply by 100 equals to 18.9% बेटा टोटल आंसर आ रहा है. गिव योर आंसर टू टू सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर तो 19% हो जाएगा. All right, जी. तो what is the next question? Carbon reacts with steam to make carbon monoxide and hydrogen. This reaction is reversible. The forward reaction absorbs thermal energy. Carbon plus water gives carbon monoxide plus hydrogen. An equilibrium mixture is formed when the reversible reaction happens in a closed system. Explain why the reversible reaction must be in a closed system for an equilibrium mixture to be formed. Why should it be a closed system for the equilibrium mixture to be formed? Beta, because if was not a closed system, then all the gas would evolve. Okay, all the gas would escape. If system is not closed, then all the formed gas would escape. ठीक है. So you don't want the gases to escape from the system. Otherwise, you can't have equilibrium. For achieving equilibrium, the first what do you say, the first condition is that system must be closed. All right. Predict what happens to position of equilibrium when temperature is decreased and pressure remains constant. Better look, फॉरवर्ड रिएक्शन एब्जॉर्ब्स थर्मल एनर्जी, यानी कि डेल्टा एच जो है वो एंडोथर्मिक है. फॉरवर्ड रिएक्शन इज एंडोथर्मिक. if we decrease the temperature, if forward reaction is endo and backward reaction is exo, decrease in temperature is favored by the exothermic side. So position of equilibrium will shift to the left, to the reactant side. It will, position of equilibrium will shift to left. Position of equilibrium shifts to left hand side. सही है. Position of equilibrium shifts to left hand side. क्यों? Explanation: decrease in temperature favors exothermic reaction, which in above case is the backwards reaction. As forward reaction is endothermic. How do I know forward reaction is endothermic? It absorbs energy. It absorbs energy. Full stop. Next question. Predict what happens to position of equilibrium when pressure is decreased and temperature remains constant. Decrease in pressure is favored by side with greater moles of gas. This side has 1 mole of gas and this side has 2 moles of gas. So when pressure decreases, side with greater moles of gas is considered. So equilibrium shifts to right hand side. All right, equilibrium shifts to right hand side. um why does equilibrium shift to right hand side? Because right hand side has greater moles of gas. ठीक है. Decrease in pressure, डिक्रीज ही क्या था ना बेटा, प्रेशर. हाँ, डिक्रीज इन प्रेशर is favored by side with greater moles of gas which are towards the product in the above reaction. Full stop. Next question. Predict what happens to rate of backwards reaction when temperature is decreased and pressure remains constant. If temperature is decreased, what would happen to rate of backward reaction? So बेटा देखो, रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन एंड टेम्परेचर का ताल्लुक सीधा है. राइट, रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन और टेम्परेचर का ताल्लुक सीधा है. व्हेन यू इंक्रीज टेम्परेचर, काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ पार्टिकल्स इंक्रीज, frequency of collisions increase, rate of reaction increases. When you decrease temperature, kinetic energy of particles decrease, frequency of collisions decrease, and rate of reaction decreases. ठीक है, तो rate of reaction due to decreasing temperature, we will say rate of reaction decreases. ठीक है, the rate of reaction decreases. Why? Decrease in temperature decreases average kinetic energy of particles. Hence, particles move slowly. Particles move slowly and collide with each other less frequently. All right, I hope that makes sense. Next question. Predict what happens to rate of backwards reaction when pressure is increased and temperature remains constant. If pressure increases and temperature remains constant, well, rate of backward reaction increases in pressure is favored by side with less moles of gas. तो बैकवर्ड रिएक्शन में लेस मोल्स ऑफ गैस है, तो प्रेशर इंक्रीज करने से बैकवर्ड रिएक्शन का रेट इंक्रीज होगा. ठीक है, तो रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन increases. Why? Because increase in pressure, और यहाँ पे आपको रेट वाला आंसर देना है, इंक्रीज इन प्रेशर decreases volume of reactant particles, hence they there are more particles per unit volume, which increases the frequency of collisions. ठीक है, so this increases the frequency of collisions. I hope that makes sense. Next question. This question is about the energy changes that take place during chemical reactions. Nitrogen reacts with oxygen to make nitrogen monoxide. The reaction is endothermic. Draw an axis provided वगैरह वगैरह. So we have to draw an energy profile diagram for an endothermic reaction. So the energy profile diagram should look like such, right? Should look like this. Okay. So we also have to show the reactants. N2 plus O2 gives 2NO. And this reaction was endothermic. Okay. So you have to label the axis. This is progress of reaction. This is energy content. Energy content, or it could also be called enthalpy. Not enthalpy change, just enthalpy. All right. Now you want to show the activation energy for endothermic reaction or exothermic reaction. Activation energy is from the reactants all the way to the top. That is energy of activation always. And then endothermic reaction, delta H is also something which is increasing. All right. So delta H is this. This is delta H. Okay. This is what you had to draw. Next, hydrogen reacts with bromine to make hydrogen bromide. Calculate the enthalpy change of this reaction. Use bond energies. Beta, देखो, for this question, once again, for IGCSE students, it is very easy because they are given 3 steps. Over here, you have to write those 3 steps yourself. ठीक है? For O-level student, writing the 3 steps is also part of the marks gaining thing. ठीक है? So, for any chemical reaction, you are going to show the reaction and you are going to consider the reaction like a loss or profit thing. ठीक है? सही है? You are going to spend some and you are going to get some. Every bond that needs to be broken is spending of energy, and every bond that is formed is release of energy. All right. So all the bonds on the reactant side, they are to be broken, right? So energy required to break old bonds. The first heading is always energy required to break old bonds. ठीक है? The first thing you do is you always calculate how much energy would be required to break the old bonds so that the new bonds can form. तो पहला काम तो आपने क्या करना है? आपने energy required to break bonds calculate करना है. In the above equation, there are only 2 types of bonds that you can see: hydrogen bonds, and it is only once. And bromine bond is also only one, right? One bromine bond. ठीक है? सही है? तो what is 1 times hydrogen bond value is 436, and bromine bond value is 193, right? So this becomes 436 and this becomes 193. Then you add it together, right? You total it. You total it. How do you total it? You just add the two together. 436 plus 193. 436 plus 193 equals to 629. All right. So this is 629 would be the total. Okay. Once you do this, then you do the next thing, energy released during bond formation. Energy released during bond formation. And if you look at it, in the product side, only one type of bond is forming, but it is forming twice. So you write 2 times HBr, and then you do 2 multiply by energy of HBr is 366, but because energy is released, so minus का sign लगेगा. 2 times minus 366. So what will be the answer? 2 times minus 366 equals to minus 732. Minus 732, right? So now you will write the heading enthalpy change. Enthalpy change, and in enthalpy change you will write delta H is equals to जो भी पॉजिटिव वैल्यू थी वो पहले लिख लें प्लस 629, जो भी नेगेटिव वैल्यू थी वो बाद में लिख लें. ऑटोमेटिकली दोनों आपस में सब्ट्रैक्ट हो रही हैं, उनको आपस में सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दें. तो 629 minus 732, the answer is minus 103. Minus 103. So enthalpy change of reaction is minus 103 kilojoules per minus 103. That is your answer. All right, this is how you do this question. I hope you guys understand. If you do not understand, please do let me know. Okay. On to the next question. Ethene, butanene, and butene are alkenes. The displayed formula of ethene and butanene are shown in figure 7.1. All right. State the general formula of homologous series of alkenes. Alkenes have the general formula CnH2n. That is it. All right. Butanene and butene are structural isomers. State the meaning of structural isomers. Organic compounds. या फिर ऑर्गेनिक भी लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, वैसे तो ऑर्गेनिक में ही होता है, लेकिन जस्ट राइट कंपाउंड्स हैविंग same molecular formula but different structures. ठीक है. Draw the displayed formula of butene. Butene must contain 4 carbons as it has but. ठीक है. The second carbon must contain the double bond. Second carbon का मतलब second and third के बीच में. Second का carbon का मतलब first and second के बीच में नहीं. अगर first and second के बीच में होता तो it wouldn't be called butene. It would be called butanene. Okay. तो second और third के बीच में carbon carbon double bond. And then displayed formula, you have to show all the bonds hydrogen, and then just there will be a whole bunch of hydrogens all around. इधर भी एक हाइड्रोजन है, इधर नहीं होगा, बस इधर होगा. And then lastly this hydrogen, right? And then we are complete. This is the complete displayed formula of butene. Next, butanene is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. State why butanene has unsaturated hydrocarbon. It contains carbon carbon double bond. All right. State why butanene is a hydrocarbon. It contains carbons and hydrogens only. Only का word लिखना जरूरी है. Only. First one. Next question. Butanene reacts with steam in the presence of a catalyst and reacts with bromine. Draw the structural formula of product of reaction with steam in the presence of catalyst. So when butanene reacts with steam, when butanene is this C double bond C, 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 right? And then this is hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen, and hydrogen. and this is also hydrogen. ठीक है, तो this is butanene. When it reacts with steam, addition reaction takes place, and then एक जगह पे हाइड्रोजन लग जाता है और एक जगह पे OH लग जाता है, एक जगह पे हाइड्रोजन लग जाता है, एक जगह पे OH लग जाता है. ऑलराइट, तो आपका जो कंपाउंड हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा CH3, CH2, 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 OH. If I were to say कि OH जो है वो यहाँ पे लगा और यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन लग गया, ठीक है, ये डबल बॉन्ड ब्रेक हो गया जब. सही है, तो स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला लिखना था बेटा, दैट इज वाई मैंने इसको इस तरीके से लिखा है. सही है, इस तरीके से मैंने इस वजह से इसको लिखा है कि स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला. राइट, और अगर यहाँ पर आपका OH लगता तो CH3 CH2 OH CH2 CH3 हो जाता. यानी कि मिसाल के तौर पे अगर OH यहाँ पे लगता और यहाँ पे खाली H लगा होता, सही है, डबल बॉन्ड ब्रेक होने के बाद, सो द प्रोडक्ट दैट वुड हैव फॉर्म्ड वुड लुक लाइक दिस: CH3 CH2 OH CH2 एंड देन CH3. ठीक है, इस तरीके से भी प्रोडक्ट लिख सकते हैं, कोई मसले वाली बात नहीं है. All you had to do was just write this product structure. Draw the structure formula of product of reaction with bromine. Reaction with bromine would produce something like this: CH2Br, CHBr, CH2 and CH3. Basically, जो वन ब्रोमोब्यूटीन है वो CH2 CH CH2 और CH3 होता है ना, राइट. व्हेन ब्रोमीन रिएक्ट्स, एक ब्रोमीन इसके साथ लग जाता है, एक ब्रोमीन इसके साथ लग जाता है, ऐसे ही लिखा है CH2Br एंड CHBr. ठीक है, स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला लिखना था तो यहाँ पे भी ये लिखेंगे. इथीन इज अ कोवेलेंट सब्सटेंस. ड्रॉ डॉट एंड क्रॉस डायग्राम ऑफ बॉन्डिंग मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ इथीन. ठीक है, इंक्लूड आउटर शेल इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. So we want to draw ethene. Ethene contains two carbons, so just make two large spheres. All right, and then it contains four hydrogens. The hydrogens are relatively smaller than carbons, so we are going to draw them like this, and then we are going to draw them like this. ठीक है, और फिर ये आपके कार्बन हो गए और ये आपके हाइड्रोजन हो गए. इथीन में बेटा अगर आपको कभी भी याद ना आए कि डॉट एंड क्रॉस डायग्राम कैसे बननी है, एटलीस्ट यू नो दिस कि इथीन ये होता है, राइट. सो ईच बॉन्ड इज बेसिकली वन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, और ये जो डबल बॉन्ड है इट मींस टू पेयर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो यहाँ पे आप ड्रॉ कर देंगे टू पेयर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, और यहाँ पे आप ड्रॉ करेंगे वन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन ईच. This is the dot and cross diagram. Explain why ethene has low melting boiling point. Why does ethene have low melting boiling point? Because it has weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Because it has weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Full stop. All right. Next question. बल्कि we can't really do next question today. I have to take another class. चलो तो we will stop over here. Inshallah Taala in the next class we'll complete it.
Okay, sir.